probably be our last caravan post. We've sold our caravan, done a bit of a clean up, and she's heading off to her new owners in a few days. We thought we'd take this opportunity to share with you the things that we liked, things we didn't like, and the things that we would change if we were to go caravanning again. So let's probably start with the things that we didn't like. Number one thing, it was traveling with cats. Hey, like,
painful.
Oh, don't recommend it. Look, obviously you probably love your cats a whole lot, and I'm not saying get rid of your cats so that you can go traveling, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying if you think you might be traveling in the next 15 to 20 years, yeah, think hard about whether or not you're going to get yourself some cats. That's probably the nicest way to put it. It's not a lot of fun. On that, I guess traveling with animals in general, I found probably would put you in a spot where you're not going to have as many options to camp. The biggest, easiest way to sort of negotiate all that is national parks. When you go camping in national parks, you have a lot of room around you. It's beautiful. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and you can't take your animals, so that pretty much knocked us out of national parks. We did try and stay in a few state forests, however a lot of them now have also ruled out animals, so there's very few and far in between places that you could camp and have a lot of space around you without the next person being practically on top of you. For us, we didn't really enjoy having to stay in caravan parks. We travelled pretty much throughout the North Queensland winter, so people from down south were up north, and pretty much all the caravan parks were packed, all the free camps were packed, and you were like sardines in a tin. And when you're in a caravan park, you're paying $36 a night or more for the most part for that privilege, so that can wear out your bank account pretty quick. The other thing we didn't like that our barbecue didn't fit in our slide in our boot. I think like we were in a hurry, and we were graciously offered a cheap second-hand BBQ Weber, which we took, but which we took. However, if we were intending to go traveling long term, I think we'd definitely find a barbecue that would easily stay in that boot area, where you didn't have to sort of pack it up and put it in a bag
Or
and set
take
up
the
a
lid
table.
off it. If you took the lid off the Weber, it fit in, but it's
But you got
extra step taking the lid off.
Well, there's a lot of other little things you got to do as well. So I guess if you can organise something that eliminates some steps for you when you're setting up and packing down, good. Oh, the other thing about the animals is not only about traveling and staying places with the cats or / dogs, but for us particularly with the cats, it was also the hassle of driving with cats, and we didn't really want to stick them in little baskets, so we let them have free range of the car, but we had to make sure that they didn't want to climb on the driver. We learnt pretty quickly, because we didn't have this at first. We invested in one of those cheap plastic boxes. We put in kitty litter and chucked it in the back. It worked a treat anyway, so the cats not only used to sit in there for some reason because they enjoyed the boxiness of it, cats and boxes, but they actually used it, which was better than using your car as a toilet. The other thing that we didn't like is the standard mattress in the van here. When we first lied down on it and tried it, we thought, oh yeah, it's pretty comfortable, and you're just sort of checking out a van, so you're not going to be sleeping all night on it, and it probably is comfortable for the first few minutes or so, but after hours of sleeping in it, like in a night or two, you'll soon come to realise that your cheaper mattresses, you can feel every single bit of wire underneath, and we've come up with a short-term solution. We got one of those $200 pillow toppers from Spotlight, and that helped us out a lot. We also, when we snuck back home, we changed out the mattress for just a standard queen size mattress, but of course it didn't have the corners cut on it, so it meant that our edges were a little bit longer, but that wasn't hard to negotiate or anything, was it?
No, it's alright.
Yeah. So I think I'd rather that overall than the pillow topper. But if you've got a spare $2,000 around, like, obviously invest in a good mattress. But yeah, so if you're doing a lap or something, that's probably something to think about, is what you do about your mattress situation. And the other thing you didn't really enjoy was towing in general. Hey, like.
Yeah, I mean, this van isn't all that heavy. It's probably 2.5 ton at a guess, but towing it with our Navara was a bit of a pain, especially into a headwind. If you're going to do a full-time towing, I'd be looking at something with a bit more power.
Yeah. So if we didn't choose the Navara to get a van, we already had the Navara, and
we never really bought it as a tow vehicle. I'd probably recommend something. Every second tow vehicle we see is a 200 series, so maybe they're the go. If you got a spare 100 or 1,000, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. And also going up ranges as well, like that was really slow as well, wasn't it? Like, yeah. But we didn't go backwards, so that was good. All right, let's talk about what we liked.
The van in general is great. The van's good.
Our choice of van we thought was like so good that if we ever decided to properly do a lap, we'd definitely come back and consider the Lotus Freelander again. Hey?
Or Lotus, yeah. Something
or
Lotus.
Lotus.
The Lotus is a really good build.
Yeah. Yeah, so the things that you liked were the suspension, high clearance.
Just the quality overall.
And the
van.
general quality of the van.
We never had a single bit of dramas with it. Didn't give us any problems at all.
It was great. Well, one of the things on the van that I really liked was our ensuite. It's pretty big. It's a full-size shower, lots of room, and the washing machine's hidden in the cupboard, and that was pretty good as well. The only downside to the washing machine is if you're going to use it off-grid, which we could use because Lee put an inverter in, it's underneath the seat, that's what I'm pointing here, is that it will chew through a fair bit of, the top loader will chew through a fair bit of water if you're washing off-grid, so you just sort of have to bear in mind that. Yeah, but otherwise, like, wash machine was great. Oh, another thing that we really liked that we had for this van was all the extras, like the privacy screens for the annex area, and also the floor mat. That was really good as well. I didn't really sort of think much of needing a floor mat. They're about $80 from BCF, and that made a big difference to comfort levels of just being outside. Hey, like,
yeah, it was just a cheap K-Mec brand from BCF, and it was did the job.
It was really good. Yeah, definitely get one of those. Any other accessories that you think? Oh, definitely should.
Oh, I'll probably invest in an external solar blanket or a panel, just in case you're free camping somewhere and you're in the shade and you got to chase some sun. Just buy one of those that you can plug in somewhere.
Yeah.
So definitely get one of those.
In this case, our limitations were time. We didn't have a long time to think about buying a van and going travelling. It was a very instant decision because we bailed on going sailing, and then we still had nowhere to go for 4 months. So we didn't have a lot of time to really consider, and we were shopping around with 2 cats in the car, and that was quite stressful, sneaking them in and out of hotel rooms and stuff. And but what we found though is the more we looked at second-hand vans, the more our price range kept on creeping up, because what we wanted in a van wasn't being met in the lower or older caravans. So we were pretty lucky that we had that little bit of flexibility with money, but we didn't have a lot of flexibility with time.
We wanted something that when we were ready to sell it, we knew we could sell it. So, and that's pretty much what happened. We bought a good van, and they're well known, and they're sort vans. So.
Well, when we put our van for sale on one of the caravan sites, it said that it had nearly 12,000 caravans and vans for sale around Australia. So there's a lot of competition out there, and when you're driving around, you can see like every second or third vehicle's got a caravan on it. So. And
this one we took the deposit, and we could have sold it probably 3 or 4 times over after the deposit was taken. We had that much interest in it. So
I think us having confidence in our van also helped sell it, because other people can see why you've got confidence in your van. Okay, so what would we do differently if we were intentionally buying the van for a lap of Australia or a long sort of journey.
I'd probably buy a decent tow vehicle,
Yeah.
a more designed tow vehicle. Don't take cats.
Don't take cats. Yep.
And van, I wouldn't change much. I wouldn't change anything in this van. Perfect size for two.
The other thing was, I was thinking I would love to have spent a decent amount of money on lithium and having everything be able to run off grid.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's about an extra 12 to 14 grand.
If you get it done, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably do it on a budget though.
Yeah. So that would have been, like, to me, if you're going to go long term, the idea of I guess spending that money would give you a lot more freedom and opportunities to go and do what you really want to do instead of being guided by power, well, pretty much power.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, you can live with that. I mean, like, we just had a 1000 watt inverter that Lee fitted, and that was great. We used our wash machine, rice cooker, smoothie maker. What was the smoothie maker called?
NutriBullet.
The NutriBullet. What else did we use? The laptops.
Charger laptops.
Yeah, so that was good. Definitely probably get an inverter put in at least as a minimum, I'd say.
Yeah, but your size of your inverters really depends on the amount of power you got on your batteries. So if we've only got 240 amp hours of AGM, so we didn't have a huge amount of battery power. So you wouldn't want to put too much more than 1,000 in it, I don't think, anyway. Personally.
Yeah.
Probably could have got a 2,000, but yeah, it might have run. I don't know.
Yeah.
It did the job anyway.
It did. It made a big difference between. I noticed a big difference in comfort level of just being able to do little things between pre-inverter and post-inverter. So I thought that was a really good addition. Yep. Anything else that you'd change? So we've got tow vehicle. Don't take cats.
I'd probably look at getting a second fridge in the car as well. Car setup.
Yeah.
Get a second fridge in the car, so when you go and do your day trips, you got a fridge.
Yeah.
And take a bit of load off. It's only a 3-way fridge, so it's coming into summer months. It worked fine, but probably a compressor fridge would have been better.
Yeah.
But again, you need
money,
the power, and then to keep up to it as well, which we've probably got. But anyway.
Yeah.
Second fridge would be good.
Yeah. All right, so that's our little limited. I guess that we only learned for a little period of time about things that we enjoyed and didn't like with camping. However, drop down your comments below on what it is that you love or that you don't like about caravanning, or what you're looking forward to, and we'd love to see what you got to say. Subscribe, because we've got more adventures coming up, just none of them will be with the caravan anymore.
Be on the water instead.
Yeah, but it'll all be around in Australia and North Queensland, and be a lot of fun off the Great Barrier Reef. That's it. Alright, adios.
Hooray.